Hello. Yes. Okay, last time, previously, we were talking about the star, and I told you that you have a star, which is true. Yes, everybody has a star. Actually, now I also told you that we're going to talk about how the stars are being attacked. That's what I'm going to share with you right now.
I'm conscious of your love.
Yeah, I'm taking a stroll, bit windy. Hope you can hear me clearly. I'm Cleophas Wanyama, Cleo with him. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. I'm a gospel artist, and there's a lot of good music which I've done. Kindly check my YouTube channel, subscribe, and go and watch the videos which I've done. There's great music you can watch, a lot of inspiring gospel music which will uplift your soul. Kindly go and watch them, listen to them, subscribe, and share with others. Now, back to our topic that we're going to talk about today is the stars of men being attacked. Now, this thing, many people may think it's something which is not true, it's just hearsay, but these things are true. Many people are suffering from these issues. You might be one of them who's suffering from these things. These things are real. I've done a video about this, but I think I needed to do it again because many people requested me to do more of these videos. Now, your star can be attacked. Now, the Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, rulers of this dark world, and spiritual wickedness in the heavenly realms. Now, where are the spiritual wickedness in the heavenly realms? Where are the heavenly realms? In the second heaven, where we have the heavenly bodies, the sun, the moon, and the stars. Now, we wrestle with those demonic entities, and they fight our lives, they fight our destinies, and they fight our stars. Now, can I tell you something? Can I tell you a secret, a short secret? When somebody goes to a native doctor or a fetish priest for spiritual assistance, for instance, they say that, for instance, somebody has a business and it's not doing well, and they go to witch doctor to be given a charm or to be helped so that their business can do well, so that their career can do well. These things happen, they are real. Now, what happens when they go there and the witch doctors, they give them help, they give them spiritual assistance, and you may wonder, is a witch doctor powerful? No, that's the question that we ask, because we hear about powerful witches, we hear about powerful witch doctors, we hear about powerful native doctors. Where do they get their power from? You know what I'm saying? Because we've had stories of somebody who had an issue, maybe somebody, and these people, there's so many. Somebody, maybe the business was not doing so well, and they went to a witch doctor, and they did something, they offered a sacrifice, they did just some crazy stuff, and then all of a sudden things began to work, their business began to boom, they got solutions to their problems from a witch doctor. They didn't go to church, they didn't go for prayers, they went for demonic powers through a witch doctors. Now, the question you might be asking is, how did they get this power? How do they manage to give these people results? This is the secret I need to share with people so that you can be enlightened, so that your eyes can be opened. Now, what happens in this situation where somebody goes to a witch doctor for spiritual help? The witch doctors or the astrologers or the wizards, what they do, they have a technology, they have their own technology, they have their means of going into the spiritual atmosphere. Actually, they go into the sky, but spiritually, they don't use like the aeroplane like we normally do. No, there's how they travel at night using in Swahili there's something called uteo. If you buy beans from the market, which is not sorted, and you want to sort it out, they use it to sort the rise and the mean. So that thing they use it, the item is called uteo. I don't know its name in English, but it's a sort of a tray. It's like a tray. It's like a tray, but it's made using coconut leaves which are dried. Yeah, something like that. Now they use it to fly into the sky. These things are true. They travel at night. They go into the spiritual atmosphere. They look for stars. They look for stars of prominent people, and they steal those stars. Remember, I told you that the wise men saw the star of Jesus. Now, stars can be seen. You know, you might be wondering, are our stars in the sky? Yes, they are. But they are not these physical stars which you see them. You know, everything in this world has a spiritual and a physical side of it. As you can look at me right now, you can see me physically, but there's a spiritual side of me. There's a spiritual dimension of me. You get what I'm saying? Now, even everything you see, the sky, the trees, there's a spiritual dimension of everything which exists. You know, this world, there are two dimensions, the spiritual and the physical dimension, and they go parallel. You know what I'm saying? So, what happens? There are spiritual stars in the sky. That's why the wise men could see the star of Jesus. They could see, but nobody else was able to see that star because it wasn't the normal star. It wasn't the natural star which we see at night in the sky. It wasn't. It was a spiritual star because only the wise men could notice the star. They noticed the star and they followed it. Somebody who saw that star, they had some spiritual eyes. Their spiritual eyes were open to be able to see the star, to be able to see the star, so that they can follow it. Remember the story, the people who follow the star. Now, that's the thing. Now, there's a spiritual star. Everybody has a spiritual star in the sky, whether you believe it or not. You have a spiritual star. You have a star in the sky, but it's a spiritual one, it's not a physical one. So, I want to give you a warning. Don't look in the sky looking for your star. It doesn't work that way. We Christians don't go it that way. We don't do it that way. It is wrong if you go that way. Astrologers are the ones who do it that way. For if you want to know your star, your destiny, you read the Word of God. We Christians read the Bible. We study the Word. We don't look at the sky to look for stars. This is one thing I want to clarify, so that I don't want people to be confused or to misunderstand what I'm trying to say. By the way, what I'm teaching is not astrology. It's Bible-based truths. Now, as I was telling witch doctors, they fly into the sky. They look for stars and they steal those stars and they give them to their clients. That's why you find when somebody goes to a witch doctor to be rich, all of a sudden they become rich. What happens? Witch doctors, they don't have power. The Bible said the devil came to kill, to steal, and to destroy. So they steal people's destinies and they sell it to somebody else. Now, how the stars are being attacked? There are three ways. Now, the first one, I call it the stolen star. Your star can be stolen through witchcraft means. Your star can be stolen. Witches can go in the night. If, for instance, a businessman or a politician approaches a prominent witch or a witchcraft or a native doctor for help, for spiritual help to help his career or his business, what the witch doctor will do at night, they will fly into the sky spiritually. This has nothing to do with physical transportation. No, they do it spiritually. It's hard to understand, but these things are true. Now, they travel at night and they look for those stars which are shining and they take those stars. Now, for instance, if maybe they find their star to be very attractive, to be shining, and they steal your star, and they go and sell that star. They go and sell that star to their clients. That's what happens. Some of you who are watching me, you might be a victim of this. Your star might have been stolen. Maybe when you were young. Stars can be stolen when you are young, or maybe in your parents' womb. There's witches. They steal young children's, little babies' stars when they are young. And that star is stolen, is given to somebody else to use it. Now, how is it so? In the Bible, God gave Adam dominion, isn't it? Adam was given dominion to rule over the earth. He was given authority. What happened? Satan came and deceived Adam. He came and deceived Adam. And what happened? After he deceived Adam, Adam was kicked out of the garden. Adam was kicked out of the garden. So what it means is that Lucifer went and stole the star of Adam. Adam's star was stolen by Lucifer. That's why he was kicked out of the garden. That's why Adam became broke, miserable, and death came upon the earth. Why? Because the star of mankind, the star of Adam, was stolen. The authority of Adam, because inside the star of Adam was dominion. So when Adam was deceived by eating the fruit, the devil had stolen his star. He took his place, he took his dominion. That's why Jesus came to restore back the dominion which Satan had stolen from Adam. Now you can see how these things have been stolen. Your destiny can be stolen. Your star can be stolen. These things are possible. Don't say that they don't exist. They do exist. And if you're not careful, you might be a victim of these things. Now, another example, in the Bible, there were these two prostitutes who had babies. And one slept on his child and killed the baby. And at night, the other woman whom her child had died went and switched the child, and she took the baby who was alive of the other woman and exchanged and gave her dead child to the other woman. So she exchanged the babies. The babies were switched. You get what I'm saying? That story. Then they went before Solomon, and you know how Solomon solved the case. So it is possible. Destinies can be swapped through witchcraft power. Destinies can be swapped, can be flipped through witchcraft powers. That woman took the child who was alive and exchanged it with her dead child. You get what I'm saying? Now, that is a stolen star. That's one case, if a star is stolen. Now, there's another way in which your star can be attacked. And this one, I call it the covered star. I call it the covered star. Your star can be covered. Your star may not have been stolen, but it can be covered. Yes. Now, if you read the story of Job, Job was lamenting. In Job chapter 3, say that he was saying all manner of negative things. If you read the book of Job chapter 3, Job was saying all manner of negative things. And then there is a place where Job said that the things which I feared for have come to pass. The things which I was afraid of have come to pass. Now, what this statement means that Job was not cursing himself. You know, when you read Job 3, you think that Job was cursing himself. Job wasn't cursing himself. In fact, Job was lamenting what had happened. Because Job was already broke. Job was already sick, struck with the sores all over his body. His kids had died. He was at the lowest point of his life. So Job was actually cursing the day which he was born. And there was a place he was saying that the day, maybe that day when he was born, to be covered with a dark cloud. Now, this shows us when Lucifer got the permission from God to tempt Job, he went and touched his star. Now, when people want to attack your life, they touch your star. When witches want to attack your life, they touch your star. Because the moment they touch your star, it affects everything concerning your life. Your star has to do with everything that concerns your life, your welfare, your marriage, and everything. When Lucifer was given permission by God to tempt Job, he went and covered his star. After he covered his star, all the misery began to happen in Job's life because Job was miserable, everything had gone bad for him. Now this is what I call the covered star. Your star can be covered. Now, another dimension, and another way which the star can be attacked is called the servant star. Now, this is very common in our modern day. It's very common. Now, your star may not be stolen. Your star may not be covered, but somebody can use your star against your will. This happens. Some of these employers, be careful where you go to work. That's why you need to be spiritual, you need to be sensitive, you need to be prayerful. Some of these guys, this is how they have their astrologists and spiritualists to come and read people's stars. And then once they realize your star can help their business to prosper, they use you. This is how they can use witchcraft to tie you at a specific job. That's why you find some people, they are working in a specific company or in a specific place. They're not paid well, they're not treated well, but they cannot resign. There's a force which is making them to stay there. Now, in these cases, you will find that the owner of the company is using their star. The owner of the company is using their star. Now, in the Bible, you find that Laban told Jacob, I know God is blessing me because of you. Laban knew he was becoming rich because of Jacob. It was the star of Jacob which was making Laban to become rich. It was the star of Jacob which was making Laban to become prosperous. Laban knew that he was prosperous because of Jacob. That's why he tricked him to continue to work for him for many years, because he knew it was the star of Jacob who was bringing wealth to him. Now, another good example is Joseph. Joseph in Potiphar's house. The Bible said that when Joseph was in Potiphar's house, everything was working perfectly. Even Potiphar put Joseph to be in charge of everything in his household. You get what I'm saying? Everything was worked perfectly in Potiphar's house. Why? Because of the star of Joseph. Joseph was one who made things work. Now, there are people who, once they enter a place, because of their destiny, because we are not all the same. God has equipped us differently. There's some people, they carry so much favor. There's some people, when they enter a place, things just begin to work. That's why the Bible said that be careful with whom you walk with. You are a victim of your company. There's some people who prosper, not because they are good, but because of the company they keep. And there's some people who fail, not because they are bad, but also because of the company which they keep. There's some people who have got bad leg. The moment they enter your house, your bulb will blow, your gas will leak, your blender will stop working, everything will be bad. You need to be careful. Now, I'm not trying to be superstitious or something, but I'm just telling you to be sensitive in the spirit, to know, to choose whom you work with. You get what I'm saying? Now, this is what happens. This is called the servant star. Now, some people, unfortunately, some people are tied in the place of employment. They are tied. They are tied down so that they don't resign. Now, the owners of that business are using their stars. They're using their stars to pull customers. They're using their stars to make their business grow. These things are real, my dear friend. If you don't know these things, I just pray God will give you understanding. This is why you find boys in the estate. Boys are just jobless. They are seated, eating miraa, eating cat. You know what I'm saying? They have no sense of destiny. They have no sense of purpose. They're just there, day in, day out. They don't know what to do with their lives. Some of those people, don't blame them. Their destinies were stolen. Their destinies were stolen. Even the people you see sometimes in the market, carrying luggages for people, carrying sacks. Most of those people, their destinies were stolen. The madmen you see roaming around town, some of those men were supposed even to become presidents of nations. But somewhere, somebody saw their star and stole them. Their stars were stolen. Never judge a book by its cover. These people you see around, jobless, confused, they have no job. Most of such people were supposed to be great. Somebody somewhere, maybe in their village, just somebody messed with their lives. And I'm here to reveal the truth to you so that the truth can set you free. Now, in this area of servant star, now there are some cases whereby, I've seen it in some communities, I won't mention them, they use their children, they use the star of their children. They give out one of their kids to their deity. So once they use that kid, in Kiswahili tunaita msukule, inaitwa msukule. Unakuwa mtu anakuwa kiti, somebody becomes someone looks like he has symptoms of Down syndrome. I'm not against Down syndrome, I respect them, but I'm just trying to give an example there. You know, in some homes you find there's one kid who is not normal, and that kid most of the time is well taken care of, because the wealth of that home comes because of him, because it is the star of that person, of that particular child which has been used. Now, having said all these things, and to tell you, there is nothing which God cannot do. There's nothing God cannot do. If your star had been stolen or attacked or in any way, God, you can be delivered. Go to your church, talk to your pastor, go for prayers, study the word. Study the word is good to build yourself with the word of God. Pray. Take time to fast. Ask God to reveal His will to you. If you believe, if you know there's a man of God who can pray for you, go for deliverance. I'm not against men of God. Go for deliverance. Go for deliverance. Be delivered, and your life will never be the same again. Now, I'll also talk about how to recover your star and how to make your star shine. I'm going to share it in the next video. Please keep it locked. Guys, thank you for watching. If you have any question, please drop a comment and I'll check it out. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share these videos, and also thank you for your continued financial support. Do not forget to support us financially so that we can keep spreading the gospel. See you next time. It's your boy, Cleophas Wanyama, Cleo Rhythm. Bye-bye.
It's my security, yeah, yeah. Prosperity.